Hey guys, Thomas from Team Sakurazo here, come at you with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watch today, and we got some very interesting buyouts today, along with a lot of potential in the market, because there's a lot of cards that are about to go or I've heard rumors about. But before I get into it, I'm actually joined by a guest here today. You want to introduce yourself?
What's going on, everybody? Rogue Hero here. Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTube vlogger, one of the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Vloggers in Chicago. Had to come on my boy's channel to go over this market watch. So let's get into it, man.
Actually, he is the best vlogger in Chicago when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! Not one of the best. Trust me, I've
Uh,
seen his content. And if you guys want to check him out, which
Thank you,
you
thank you.
definitely should, he's going to be linked in the description below. He also has a lot of cool deck profiles. And to give it the icing on the cake, you guys know how much I hate heroes. This is the hero player that I actually respect, all right? So you guys know he's the real thing. Uh, and before we get to it, if you guys can smash that like button, that would be great. And if you're not subscribed, hopefully today's day earn your subscription. We are almost at 1,500 subscribers. I think we're like 2 subs off. So if you're not subscribed, I don't know what you're doing. Also, if you're buying cards off TCG Player, please use my affiliate link down in the description below. It helps out the channel to no additional cost to you. And consider being a YouTube channel member. And if you want me to go over any cards, let me know in the comment section below or alert me of any buyouts. So we're going to get right into this. Fog King Ultimate Hero coming out OTS Pack 2. Uh, we have a lightly played here for about 45. Near mints are around 50, but they bomb out at around $60-$70. Now, I've heard rumors that this is targeted for a buyout within the next week. So I want to bring this up to you guys. Say if you don't have your copies, I would get it. Especially because OTS Tournament Pack 2 is actually 5 years old. I don't know if you guys know that. Rogue, did you know that?
Oh yeah, I knew that. I've been playing this game since 2002. So
It
yeah, OTS Turner Pack 2, it's a older set, so there's supply and demand. There's a limited supply, so the demand is gonna go up. Competitive wise, the card is it gonna get used? It
Not
doesn't seem
really.
that good right now for the format, so
I
haven't seen it used in a couple of years, honestly.
Yeah, like it was a good side deck card for 2 or 3 formats, and they weren't that close together, right? It has a little bit of
Oh no.
potential, but when it comes to collectability and buyouts, that doesn't really matter as much, except that it does boost the card up. So would I grab your copies for $50? The issue is you could get something better. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, but I want to bring this card to say if you want it, I would get it right now. We also have secret rares from Light of Destruction here, and I personally think the secret rares look dope. Let's see how much these are today. You have near mints for about $15. Even though it's unlimited, that's not too bad. You got mob first here for 13. First at near mints though are $18.
Ooh.
That's actually there's only a playset here. What I would personally do is I would actually just grab a playset of this, whatever lucky subscriber, or grab one copy here because if one version gets bought out, the other will, especially because this is OG first print. So to get first eds, especially from a set as old as Light of Destruction, these are definitely going to go up as well. I think this is the much better pick. I think for $20, I'd rather pay this, maybe get 2 of these, rather than spend, the $50 and get an ultimate rare. That's in my opinion at least. What do you think,
I'm
Rogue?
I mean, for starters, I'm a budget player, so I'm always gonna go for the cheaper card. Collector value, I don't think you can really put a price on the $50 Ultimate Rare one because it's a $50 Ultimate Rare one, and people collect those. Those would retain their value over time versus this reprint right here, which is $7 now.
Oh no,
If
it's
it get
this is the
competitive,
original.
what's up?
Oh, this is the original print.
Oh, my
Yeah,
apologies.
from Light of
The
Destruction.
I misspoke. So
Yeah, you're good.
so of course the LTS Ultimate Rare one is the more expensive one because it's the harder one to get essentially. It's kind of like
Yeah.
when you buy a limited edition vehicle, for example. If you hold your limited edition model over years and maintain it properly, it's going to be worth way more than the base model, if you will.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I would personally get these over the ultis in my opinion, but it's your guys' money. You guys could do whatever you want. Ancient
I just
Sacred
know people
Wyvern.
people are
Yeah.
whores for Alti, so
Oh, dude,
you know how that goes.
that's ulti's actually my favorite rarity for those who actually don't know. Ancient Sacred Wyvern coming out of Ancient Prophecy. This is actually one of my favorite synchros. Definitely my favorite out of Ancient Prophecy. Ultimate rares. Near mints here are about $12. Lightly plates are tens. That's not too bad for this old Ultimate Rare. But first editions are gonna run you about way too damn much here at $45 for lightly plates. But hey, this might be the last time you get that first edition label for this cheap. For those who don't know what this card does, it takes a light tuner, but besides that, it's pretty generic. It has decent base stats, 2100 attack, 2000 defense. But when your life points are higher than your opponent, this card gains attack equal to the difference. While your life points are lower than your opponent's, this card loses attack equal to the difference, right? And when this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special 1,000 life points to special summon this card back, right? So it can bring itself back. So if you put in defense, you can just keep special summoning it, right? Which is a little bit degenerate, actually. But if you can get your life points high enough, like for example, in Aro Mages, this card could become like a 51,000 beat stick. It's actually really, really dope. Along with it has a little bit of protection, nothing great, but this has been used in older formats and people are playing older formats. Would I grab this? I don't think it's that bad actually. I just really like it because it's an old ulti. The artwork looks stunning, and yeah, it's just very, very beautiful.
Yeah, I can agree with
Yeah.
you on that one. Like, honestly, old Alti, it has good competitive use. Like, it's a good pickup at $7. Like, you can't really beat it, honestly.
Yeah, there was a lot of strategies that used this back in the day, actually. Rogue, I bet you know about that, right? This was a popular card when it came out. This has a very niche following, but it's there. Droll and Lockbird, on the other hand, Ultimators OTS Pack 8. Got light play here for 140, and then near mints are $190. Bottoming out at 350
Oof,
here.
bro, that's so nice. That is that, bro. I had two of those, and I sold them for like 60s.
I have two
That
of
was,
them
that
right
was like
now.
over a year ago. That was like over a year ago,
Yeah, I
though.
have two of them right now, actually. I got mine for 35 apiece,
Oh man.
and that was
I mean,
trade.
I guess that was bound to happen with a car like Dro. Like I said, altis are always good cars to hold because you could never really know when an alti is going to come back in rotation like Dro, especially like good staples.
Yeah.
They're always going to be worth money. Like imagine if Torrential Tribute became an alti in an OTS pack,
Dude, I would
bro. That'd be
actually really
money.
love that. I would love
That'd be
that so
money. Like
much.
especially the artwork with the water and the alti falling. Oh
Oh, dude.
God,
Yeah, I love how Konami's giving
that'd
us
be
older.
mint.
I love how Konami's giving us older ultis. Like, you know how we're getting alternate art Cyber Dragon as an ulti in OTS Pack 16? Bro, you know I'm copying those. You know
Oh
it
yeah,
day
oh yeah.
one. Yeah, probably day one, maybe day two. But I actually got two of these for when I played Trickstar Striker. And I actually got to round 9. I actually, 2 out of my 3 losses were actually to people who got top 32. One got top 16, one got top 32. I actually
Are you
faced
talking? Are you referring to like a YCS or
YCS. It was
extravaganza?
YCS 2019 YCS Rosemont in Chicago.
Okay.
And fun fact, I actually played against. I think it was my round 4. Yeah, I believe round
Okay.
4. I faced what's called one of the friends of the guys who got first place because they were all
Oh,
playing Little
nice.
Lights actually. And he was good. I lost round 1, then won the next 2 rounds. I always would mess up the dual and lock combo. Like if I never practice it, I'd forget it. I don't know why, but like I'm just really not good with this card. But I still have mine from back in the day. I was only able to secure 2 because that's how much the guy had. But I always was looking for a third, and I never got it, and I really do regret it now. However, I know if I put 2 of them up, they're still gonna sell. Personally, if these ever hit $300-400, I might sell mine because I'll be honest with you here. I'd rather have $700-800, especially if I don't have the set. Like I already have enough cards I'm holding on to, along with the days of Trickstar Sky Striker combo is over, so I don't really need this
Oh
card.
yeah, man, those are done.
Elemental Hero Stratos Ultimate OTS Pack 9. Now these did go to 200, but now they're calming down. They're around 150 now, but they do go back to 200 at the bottom of this page. Now I told people in one of my first 5 cards time your trade buyer. This was when I had like 100-ish subs. These were $30, and I told people this is ridiculous. This is using every hero deck. It says Elemental Hero, right? This card's gonna go up to 100 something. Get your copies at 30, and guess what? I did get my copies at 30. Now I got 2 copies, and then they shot up to about 80, 90, closer to
Nice.
100. And I actually sold one because I need the money back from when I purchased it because I didn't have as much money back then, and I was still investing into my stocks and all that. And I still think I made the right choice. I spent more money into my stock, so I get a better dividends check, all that. And but I want to make the money back, so I technically have like a free Stratos per se, although I made a little extra money than that. Do you have these by any chance, Rogue Hero, in your?
I don't like I said, I'm completely budget. I got one French. This is how much I don't care about red. I have
Yeah.
one French Stratos and like two think ultra rare Stratos. I just got regular Stratos. I mean like it's I'm not really the type of player that's gonna. I'm not a rarity horse, so I just play the game just competitively. I don't care if it's common, whatever. If I got the card, I'm play it. However, I think this is a good thing that it is 140. I'm not surprised. Stratos is an OG hero card. like I said, it goes back to my ulti argument. Like ultis always retain value. I've
Yeah.
seen this throughout the years of Yu-Gi-Oh. Even dating back to in the original tournament packs, like cards like Morphing Jar, even though they didn't have ulti back then, like an ultra rare Yu-Gi-Oh tournament pack two Morphing Jar, I think it was TP1.
Hmm.
Those cards were money back in the day. So
They
I can only
still
see this
are.
card going. If you got this card mint right now, I would probably get it graded if you can and just sit on it, bro. Like just get a playset and sit on them, and you can move them. Probably give it about 5, 10 years from now. This card probably be a grand, honestly. Like because there will be so many left, so little left in rotation that most of them be in bad condition. So if you can pick up three of them, you'll be good to go.
Yeah, that's how I see it as well. Like the way I see it though, Rogue, is you know, why be budget when you could just win tournaments and get OTS packs, right? Just pull the ultis. You pulled
Yeah,
a few
honestly,
ultis from
like
OTS, right?
I've pulled Alti Stratos back in the day. I sold it because I didn't care at the time. I
Oh
wasn't playing
wow.
a hero deck.
Okay.
I've pulled I pulled Alti like Trooper and Frog. Like I pulled like Alti. I just get rid of the stuff. Like I just get only reason I have expensive cards in my deck now is because the cards shot up and they are only in one rarity, like Bane and a Dusty Gold, for example.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. Would you ever high rarity a deck ever, or like get some high rarity cards for yourself just to either sit on for more money in the future, or you just want them? Would you ever do something like that?
That's not my thing, honestly, with Yu-Gi-Oh. When it comes to, like I said, when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh, as far as like collecting, I'm not really much of a collector outside of like maybe memorabilia. Like I bought
Yeah.
the Millennium Coin thing. As far
Oh,
as
okay.
decks, maybe before I quit the game, which I don't plan on doing anytime soon, if at all, I'll probably high rarity a deck as like my final deck to be high rarity, and then
Mhm.
that's it, just to have it for memory. But other than that, that's pretty much it.
Okay, I feel you. I feel. I'm a huge collector, but you know that already. Uh, Elemental Hero Strato Shonen Jump magazine promos. Now I don't know if you know this, but these actually shop to about 91. Bought me out at 150. And by the way, guys, they are selling at 90 to 100. I had my copy that I got for about 20 bucks, and I put it up on the market for around $90, and it sold within 2 days.
Bro, that's
So.
amazing. Like hero players, like that's the thing about hero players. They don't mind spending the money for that because it's an anime fan deck. Like Jaden Yuki, in my opinion, like this is off topic a little bit,
Mhm.
was the better character than Yugi Moto. I feel like Yugi Moto was, especially looking back on it now, like even though he was the main character from the original series and we all
Yeah.
have a soft spot for him in our heart, Jaden Yuki was that truth. By the time Jaden came out, I was in high school. A lot of you guys were in high school, and you could come home from school and relate like, "Hey, I'm going to a school for Yu-Gi-Oh!" And then I would go home and watch Yu-Gi-Oh! And go to school and play Yu-Gi-Oh! So I think Jaden's just very more popular, and Heroes as a deck is way more popular than Dark Magician, Turbo, or whatever Dark
Wow.
Magician deck you have. Like, because Heroes is a good thing. Like,
So I think
you
that
got
Dark Magician. Well, I think Stars might be a better, more Elemental Heroes are more popular deck than the Dark Magician deck. But when it comes to the cards, we have too many people who will just buy stuff that says Dark Magician, Blue Eyes, all that. We have a lot of collectors. I would definitely say those people, that's more popular. But when it comes to decks, I would definitely say Elemental Heroes are a little more popular than
I mean,
Dark
because they're
Magician.
a better deck than Dark Magician, but you're 100% right. I give you that. You're 100%
Yeah.
right. Like I can't make the proof
Plus,
is in the pudding.
yeah.
Konami prints Dark Magician stuff every year, so
Plus,
it sells like hotcakes.
oh no, for sure. But we also have to remember that heroes. A lot of people were trying to play heroes since the time they came out. To this day, you can't knock that, and you can't. It's not Dark Magician decks. That wasn't really the case. Like people would try per se, but there won't be any success. But what I want to inform people is this has two jump versions, right? This has JMPS EN08 and EN012. So when you buy one of these versions, make sure to check this because I bought an what's called an EN08 version, right? I was able to get for $30. It was a lightly played, right? I was like, oh, I could get this and flip it later, right? I already had my one copy, so I was good, right? I got it, and not only was it moderately played, but it was the wrong version. So
My
so I sent it back, got full refund. It was ridiculous. I had to explain to the seller, which by the way, this was a highly, there's a verified shop, all that, you know.
yeah, they should have knew better.
Yeah, yeah.
But that I
So
feel like if you're a highly rated shop, you should know. But I mean, accidents happen though. But
yeah, it
stuff
is
like
what it
that, a
is.
lot of people can get screwed over. Honestly,
So I will look at the other version and tell you guys if there's a reason that you should get this version. Now, these were about 4 to 5 bucks. We have a lot of half slobbered on copies here, right? Lightly plates are now $12, right? Near Mets at 14, and they quickly go up. So What I would do is if you want some Strauss's that will go up in the future, I would actually highly get this version. Now, it might not hit the $100 mark, but I could see these going up to 30, 35s, and then you could sell them, and then you got, 60, $75 to, spend on other things. Or you just have a cool copy of Strauss. I mean, having playing jump cards is like awesome. Like, that's at least me. I really like jump ultras, so what do you think about that, Rogue?
I honestly think that that card, it so in order for that card to hit $30, you would have to have heroes become the best deck of the format, in my personal opinion, and the card would have to get bought out. Now, do I see that happen? Maybe. Other than that, it's a good pickup always because I think Hero Core, no matter what, especially
Yeah.
Stratos, is always a good card to pick up and hold at least three of them to see what happens. But
Hmm.
$30 is a bit of a stretch only because there's so many different ultra rare printings of Stratos. Like the one I have right now is the ENO61 printing, which I'm pretty sure probably ain't worth nothing but like $1. But there's so many ultra rare printings of it. I think people, if they're gonna pay the money, they're gonna pay the money for the original Jump promo, which would probably be $100 around that time,
Yeah.
or the Alti one. And then if they want an ultra rare, they'll just settle for the cheapest one until they can afford the more expensive ones.
Yeah, the way I see it, at least in my opinion, is when it comes to stuff like, Elemental Hero Strauss here, is that this was a $5, $6 card, but when people see one version get bought out, they're gonna look at the second best version. Hey, wait, what about this one, right? And then so on and so forth, right? So again, like I said, this was a $5 to $6 card. Now it's 15, right? You think that it takes a guy with not you don't even have to have deep pockets. A guy can look at this, right? He looks at the third page. So he's like, okay, he's got half, one and a half. Uh, it goes up here. So maybe 2.5 pages, 2 pages. One person could clear it out. A couple of people, definitely. I would grab your copies for sure. Dark Law. I actually want to go over this. Ultimate Dark Law.
Man,
$500.
that I did not see that coming, but it's like, man,
Yeah.
that's just ridiculous, man. Honestly, I think this them Stimmy check had a lot to do with that. A lot
Yeah,
to do with that,
all I'm
man.
saying, bro, is just gonna banish your wallet too. Like, I mean, it's a good card though. It is what makes heroes heroes a bit. So,
Oh yeah.
Elemental Hero Air Neos. Now, I want to show you something funny before we move on to hero cards. So, Strike of Neos here. This card has never gotten a reprint. Like most other Elemental Hero cards have gotten some form of reprint from like the GX days. This one has not actually.
Oh wow.
And these unlimiteds are 100. First eds are 130.
And it's not even that good of a card, so that's
No,
ridiculous. Yeah, if you got to, I know that goes back to what I was like. Literally, if you have a mint one, that's money, man. Like I would hold on to it because I don't think Konami's thinking about reprinting that anytime soon, unless they do like a Neos
yeah.
deck, which they might do considering Neos got support a year ago.
Uh
But I
huh.
don't know.
The way I see it though is like, and this is like my
Hashtag make a Elemental
problem,
Hero Neos deck. I think
is
that'll be a
that
good
they
something.
reprinted stuff like Flare Neos, like our recent Ballads of Legend, right? That was it's almost a year old, I think. Had a lot of random fusion elemental hero cards, right? That like no one asked for, and this still wasn't one of them. Like they'll always reprint hero cards because they know that's money, but they always forget about this card. But we'll see like the 10th reprint of Flare
We need
Wingman.
like we need. I think we'll see. I think we probably won't get a reprint for that unless they just throw like a Battles of Legends or just for people to have it. Or if they actually do like a Neo's structure deck, I think that'd be good if
So
they did
the
because
way I see it is, I would sell the Ultra if you have it because that's a lot of money. You could get
yeah.
way better cards for $100, especially because if they ever reprint it, they're gonna kill it, right? And I don't
Oh yeah,
really think
it's
people
gonna
are
drop to like
paying
50.
$100 for this. Like I don't know how long these copies have been here, but it's a little hard to sell these
Is
copies
the Alti how
sometimes.
much? It comes in Alti as well, right?
Yeah, it comes as ulti. Ultis are
Oh yeah,
very big as well.
Altis will hold their value for
Yeah,
sure. They may
unlimiteds are
drop a little,
200.
but they'll hold their
First
value.
eds are $800 unless you want the Spanish one for 279. Uh,
Yeah,
I mean, what I say,
That sounds about right.
the
Like
way,
Altis is always money,
okay,
man.
the way I see it, and this is just my personal opinion, if you're selling a car above $600, like this one right here, yeah, you might as well just PSA this. Like, I would take this
Oh
off,
yeah.
PSA it, put for 1,000. You're gonna see it sell way more, even if it's a PSA 8 or 9. That's my opinion. Fifth Hope as our last hero card, because someone told me this got bought out to 150. You select 5 elemental hero cards from the graveyard, you shuffle them into the deck, then you draw 2 cards, draw 3 instead if you have no other cards on your side of the field, and in your hand when you activate this card. So it's essentially like a hero specific pot of avarice, per se. That's kind of what it is. So if when Adverse was banned, I could see this people consider you playing this, but not really anymore. There's just absolutely no reason. First Ed Light
Well,
plays
with
are
heroes, the thing is though, like the reason why it never got played because the elemental heroes don't really do enough. Like you have Liquid that works well because you got Ferris, and Ferris is a fiend. I mean, not a fiend. Ferris is a vision hero, not an E hero. And then also another reason why a lot of elemental heroes go to graveyard to trigger liquid and solid is because of the Destiny hero
yeah,
support. We would really need a elemental hero focused deck for that to work, but all the pure elemental heroes is just trash. Like there's
yeah.
it's not good at all. So that's more of just a part of its time. Like I believe it probably got used back in the day. Like so
Well,
I
yeah,
don't
when
know if
Pot of Adverse was probably banned, maybe this card was like
Not
decent.
even not even before that. It was so I don't know if you played the Yu-Gi-Oh! Run and stuff. This was back in like '05, '06 when E-Heroes first came out and these cards
Nah.
first started to come out for
Well,
Heroes.
probably a little
There was
bit, but
a
probably not.
there was a deck I think that top 8 or top 16 regionals back then. You can only top 8 regionals to get your invite. And they were running like magical marionette heroes where you'll mill a bunch of heroes to the graveyard and then you'll miracle fusion them out. It was like a weird fucking deck, but
Oh,
like
that's
I
cool.
think it was tech like in that, but other than that, that's pretty much it.
So first Ed Light plays are 25. I heard they were 150, so they calmed down because people realized no one's paying that. First on your miss though,
Oh yeah.
$138. Now we got the hard card man. Shouts to you, buddy. $70. You might want to adjust that a little bit. But you know, before all these first Ed Light plays were out, $70. That's not too bad. I just don't think people are paying. I don't know if people would pay even 25s for this. Like we see them stacking up on each other. If you want this card, I mean, rather safe than sorry, but that's how it goes. Scrap Chimera out of Duelist Revolution. Now we got our scrap stuff coming out in Lightning Overdrive, and Konami actually has not reprinted any of their scrap cards, right? So that to me is actually kind of shocking. Chimera, which I actually sold mine a long time ago, and I mean like probably going back almost a year. First eds are $38, and this is for a super
Man.
rare of a scrap card. Now I am gonna be honest with you here. Nobody's paying this, and if they are, they're wasting their money.
Well, I
Like,
think you underestimate Yu-Gi-Oh players. Like people will pay this because it's rare.
well,
Like back
most
in the
people
day when
will.
that card came out, super rares were like they weren't in every pack. So
Oh yeah,
I
no, I
think
know
the
that.
price justifies that. So,
Well, it's only because
but
it's a
honestly,
solo
like
print. I just don't think the card
and
should be worth this price.
oh yeah, I mean it shouldn't definitely be worth that price, but it all depends on how good Dino does in the format. People are predicting dinosaurs are going to be the next best deck because of the Scrap
Right.
Raptor combo. So if that does become true, the price may just be justified. How many are in the market?
Uh, there's about 2 pages. Two
And there
pages.
and people have a bunch of them.
Um, there's not like a huge wall, but people have like copies.
Okay. So yeah, I
Like,
mean, you probably won't get. It depends. Like the meta will have to shift to tier zero
yeah,
dinos for it to go up. Honestly, if you got it, I would say sell it.
yeah,
But you can probably sell it. You can probably still trade it for a dub, maybe sell it for a dub.
yeah.
But most people,
Scrapyard
I
Duelist
mean, I
Revolution.
get it.
Yeah.
I get why the price is that rate.
I mean, you have first ed light plates for 18. Well, that's actually a cheap copy here. You have one first ed light plate for 18 because they quickly go up to like 26, 27. That's for non first ed. Next first ed light plate is for 30. So that one for $16 ain't too bad. First ed near mints though. Uh, $40. I mean, I'll tell you this: most Yu-Gi-Oh players would probably get the first ed light plays, or they just get unlimited. Again, if scraps do something that is meta relevant, I could see them holding. I could see them cooling off a bit, but holding a price relatively to this. But do I think they're gonna be? I don't personally think so.
Yeah,
So
pure scraps. No, not at
Scrap
all.
Dragon Ultimate Rare. Now, first ed light plates are $70. First ed units are about 80. Now, the reason why I believe this card is actually justified is because not only is it one of the best scrap synchros, now scrap twin is actually very, very good, and you actually use that in new strategy, I believe. But this is also played in older formats as well, which is getting a lot more popular because of progressive series. A lot of people are finally like, hey, I don't like Yu-Gi-Oh right now. I like Goat, but Goat gets a little boring. Hey, how about we play this format? How about we play that format? And those and a lot of other formats like Plant Synchro are getting a lot more popular. And this was one of the OG good synchros back in 5D era formats. So I understand why this is going up, especially something from Duelist Revolution, which was one of the most popular sets back in the day. There was actually, it was kind of like Duelist Alliance, if you guys remember that set, where it kind of power crept Yu-Gi-Oh a bit. Duelist Revolution did, because it had stuff like Pot of Duality and Solemn Warning, along with Effect Veiler. So this is a set that's basically non-existent.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, Scrap Twin Dragon. We're gonna go over this very quickly. Today they're around $42 from new sellers, but you have one here for about 49 from verified, and then they quickly go up to about $60. I mean, it's understandable, but it's pretty crazy to me. Synchro Chase. Now, someone told me this got bought out, and I'm looking at it today. They are $2 now. And I did sell actually mine that were on my personal TCG player store. Which if you guys buy from me, which is linked in the description below, I just want to say thank you. Uh, I'll bring that up later, and you guys will see why. Now they're about $1 something with shipping, so they're around $2 for some of these copies here. I wouldn't say it's bought out, but it did go up a little bit. We are gonna get Legendary Duel Season 3 though, eventually, right? This card's definitely gonna get reprint. However, even if it does, why would you not? If you actually want to play this card, get the original for $2. It can only go up from here. In fact, it does go up a little bit here. If we look at the second page, they're going up to threes. So if you want this card, I would grab your copy. But I love it because of the artwork. Personally, I love Synchro, so Daigusto
Oh
Emerald
yeah.
Dual Terminal 7 here. Near mints are about $36, going up to about 37. Now, Lavalval Chain got bought out recently, and a lot of people look at Daigusto Emerald and Lavalval Chain very similar because they both came out in the same set, and they were both really great rank 4s that upped their game. While this was basically, because we had Pot Avarice banned when this came out, this was like a miniature Pot of Avarice, right? That also helped recycle your good stuff like in Satellar Knights. Me being able to put my Altairs back in the deck, right? Like maybe one Deneb, two Altairs, or like an Altair, a Deneb, and maybe like my Vega if I already had a Vega Engrave. You guys get the point. This was, and then draw a card. This was a really really good card. So along with, you could target one non-effect monster, and like special summon it. So it was used in other strategies as well. But a lot of people might be looking at this not only
It,
from older
it definitely got
format.
abused in Dino Rabbit back in the day for sure. 'Cause they
Mm-hmm.
used to bring back the normal dinosaur monsters.
Yeah. This might be relevant in the future for sure because, again, Rank 4 Toolbox is something that I always tell people to watch out for because I really do feel like it can bite into the meta one day yet again. But for older formats, especially, and other decks that can use this card, I actually think this is a very good card to grab. What do you think, Rogue?
Honestly, I'm a big fan. DT is like my favorite rarity. $32.
Wow.
Honestly, if you're a big fan of this card, I say go for it. I love DT rare. I love that shadow foil with the ultra in the background.
Hmm.
I've always thought that was like meant really cool to do. DT and like the Hobby League rarity, I've always loved.
So I'm a
I
big
say it
fan
definitely
of
is a good.
DT, but
30,
dude,
30,
Hobby
30,
League.
32 bucks ain't bad.
Oh yeah, for this card definitely. I'll say this though, I'm not the biggest fan of DT, although I'll run it over like a common or something like that. However, Hobby League, I'll be honest with you, bro, that is beautiful. Like I love Hobby League a lot. I actually personally have Hobby League threads with tributes. I don't know if you've seen how those look, right,
Yeah,
bro?
I've seen all the hobby
That
leagues. I used to have a
and
I used to run
Scapegoat.
hobby league gadgets, and then I either got my binder lost or stolen that had my hobby league gadgets in it. I
Damn,
was
bro,
kind of
that
mad about
sucks.
that.
Originals
Yeah,
though,
yeah,
first ed light
yeah.
play for originals are about going up to $7 here. First ed near mints. About 750. Not a bad version to grab the original either. Again, these secret rares from Hidden Arsenal are actually really beautiful. I just wish that the cards were more relevant. Like Hidden Arsenal 7 was great, right? Did it have a few misses? Sure, but you compare it to every other Hidden Arsenal, which was essentially a miss besides the extra deck monsters, like, all the Ice Bear ones, Mistworm. You guys get the point. They're kind of bad. Although Flame Veils had a level 6 that I think was really good when it came out, but I digress. Someone wanted me to look at Arcanites, and they are getting bought out. Ultimate Rare Arcanite Magician from Star Strike Blast is $200. No one's paying that. Just saying. Not gonna go over it more.
Yeah.
Whoever in the vintage values did this, congratulations. I hope that you have at least enough money to pay your rent. Ultra Rares. Now this is a solo printing from Star Strike Blast. You have a first ed light play for about 25 bucks here. Go up to about 26. It is from a new seller though. $72. I'll tell you this. If this guy's going to sell his copy, these people probably aren't. So that's all I have to say.
Oh
Would I
yeah, I
pay
agree.
this? Absolutely not. I think our Ionic cards are really cool. Like, believe it or not, I actually have a, not a blue here. I actually have a red version. Actually, I got in a collection. I paid like $1 for it. I actually really do like Arcanite Magician. We're actually going to take a look because I think he comes in. Does he come in ulti? I
I
forgot.
believe so.
Yeah, we'll take a look when we find the original ultra rare here because he comes as original ultra rare for sure. From Crimson Crisis, yeah. We'll take a look at him really quickly here. Crimson Crisis ultra rare. Uh, oh man, you're really gonna be like this, aren't you? Uh, so yeah, Crimson Crisis first editions. Well, you have lightly plates here for about $1 or two. Not bad. First light plate 315. Now this used to be a $20 card before the reprint. First and near bet $4. I personally think that's actually quite a good card. Again, I'm actually gonna click Crimson Crisis very quickly just to see if he has a ulti version. Which if it's not on the second page, I guess he does not have an ulti version. My fault, guys. There's some other arcanic monsters. Someone want me to go over this and tell me you if it has any potential. Ulti, Arcanic Magician Assault Mode. First edition. Well, lightly plates are for about $6. First ed mod for about $7. First ed light plays though. That's what we're really interested in. We're not interested in the half slobbered versions. 20 about with that shipping about $26. First ed near at 125. It's not bad to get these two copies, but they might be hard to move. A lot of people do like the Arcanites because they find it really cool. A lot of people like Assault Mode, but you might have some trouble moving them. Do they have any potential in the meta? Absolutely not. They try to support this archetype, and it fell flat on its ass. And that's all I really have to say about Arcanites. Deck Devastation Virus. I just want to see, did I skip any cards here? No, I did not. You tribute a card with an attack of 2,000 points or more on your side of the field. You trick all monsters on your opponent's side of the field, your opponent's hand, and all cards she draws. He, she. Rogue, do
Oh
you see
wow.
this?
Yeah.
They don't have the other pronouns.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Konami's about to get it. I don't know why.
Hashtag ban Konami. Hashtag ban Yu-Gi-Oh. Right?
Yeah. We don't accept this type of intolerance on this channel. Until the end of your opponent's third turn after this card's activation, destroy all monsters with 1500 or less. So ulti here, he actually wants to know about the non-first eds, which I actually find very interesting. I usually get questions about the card in general, not specifically the unlimiteds. Lightly plates are 35. Near mids are about 47 here. Okay, let's compare that to the first set. So you have a first set light play here for about 70 something. Then $90, then about 96. Personally, it's not like it's bad to get the unlimiteds, but I would highly recommend grabbing these first sets instead. Even if you like, let's say you want to grab 2 or 3 of these, even if you could only grab say one first set light play, and then maybe one unlimited lightly play, I would personally do that. I would definitely get the first eds over the unlimiteds. The unlimiteds will have potential and value in the future, but when it comes to an old card like this, a lot more people would rather have the first edition version. So if you can afford it, while you can get these, especially because they're going to go a lot higher, and if you decide that you just want the card for the card, you can sell these first sets for like maybe whatever they reach, like 150, maybe 175, and then get unlimiteds that are still probably going to be relatively around the same price, and then you have money to buy other cards that you actually want. In fact, I want to look at Crush Card, but hopefully that answers your question, whoever said that. Crush Card Virus. Not Crush Card. What's that? Oh, I think it's called Tribe
Deck
Infected
Devastation
Virus.
Virus.
Oh, yeah, no, it is Crush Card Virus. My bad. Ultimators, because I actually told people to grab this when they were about 50, I think 50, 60, maybe 70 for first sets. Now you have near mids here for about 47 newly launched, lightly plates for about 40, near mids for about 47 bombing out. First editions though, these are going to run you quite a bit. You have a first ed mod play by me here for about 106, which it's not a bad mod play, but it's definitely mod play. First ed light plays, what? Yeah, gotta plug the store. 150 for first ed light plays. First edition near mints are about 270. So if you got your first ed light plates, your first ed near mints around 60, $70, congratulations, you made a lot of money. What do you think of this card though? I actually like this card a little bit more, but along with it's actually playable in my opinion. But what do you think, Rogue?
Didn't they get it routed to or no? What? Can you read it one more time for me?
So this one, basically, you tribute a dark monster with 1,000 or less attack. You check all monsters your opponent controls, your opponent's hand, and all cards they draw. Oh, thank God. Until the end of your opponent's third turn. And then destroy all monsters with 1,500 or more attack. Now, I don't believe this card got routed, but another thing I actually want to point out is it's from Duelist Pack Kaiba. getting a duels pack Kaiba, especially in a first edition, is actually quite difficult as well. So whatever we kind of have is kind of what we're gonna get here. You
I could
know,
see it as a decent side deck card against like dinos. Like
yeah,
they open up like Pancatrops and stuff like that. It'd be pretty cheeky to pop it on them. It's just a
yeah.
classic Yu-Gi-Oh card though. I think honestly the prices coming from like those veteran players who grew up with the anime and they just want to collect it for their high rarity anime binder, which I think is a pretty.
Now I always had a
I mean
place.
30
Yeah, I had a place
34
set of
bucks.
first sets.
It's definitely a decent pickup in my opinion. It can
Yeah,
only go up from here.
I think that even for unlimited, 37's very good for this card. I think it's
Oh yeah.
extremely cheap. I personally had my playset up first because this is one of my favorite cards when it comes to trap ultis. I think ulti trap cards don't get a lot of love, especially because some of them do fall flat. I won't lie. This one definitely not. This one's gorgeous, right? Especially because it has this thing. It kind of reminds me of the Akuma pose.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Divine Grace for North Wankum, Ultimate Stardust Overdrive, an old ulti that you could basically ritual. Someone will ask me, should I pick these up? Light plays for $15, $16. First editions. You want to pick up for himself though. I don't think meta play. First at light plays $81. First at near mids 135. Listen, I would rather spend this money on something else completely. If you really love this card, you really want it, go for it. If you want to get this first ed mod play for 33, that's not bad either. Especially if it comes like lightly played or it has like one crease where it's like, oh, it looks really good in his sleeve. It looks actually better than a lightly played. Because sometimes lightly plates have their corners a bit edged, whereas a moderate play will have a crease, like one crease per se, but it doesn't look that bad. You actually have to look for the crease a bit, right? But it's still considered mod play. But but you'd probably rather play that version instead of the light play because the corners look a bit better. Again, when you order mod play or light play, sometimes you really never know what you're getting. So getting this mod play is actually not too bad. But if you just want the card for its look, I would just get unlimited personally. Uh, at least in my opinion. And we have to look at the other one. Garden enough. Now I have first sense of this. And it looks like these are actually selling. Near bits are $15. These were like a couple bucks, like $5, $6 when I last looked at them. And this wasn't too long ago. This was about a month and a half ago, maybe. So these basically tripled. First set light play 15s. First set in your mints though, which I think I have a first set light play, sadly. $30. I mean, I paid $7 in total for my first set ulti and my unlimited ulti because I thought they were both great pickups. So I already made my money back personally, but this card looks really cool. If you want to grab this one instead, because the first sets are a lot cheaper, you could go for it. I mean, I really like this guy's artwork. I actually really like ritual cards, so I'm really glad they.
Yeah, Ritual cards are pretty dope.
Yeah, Armed Dragon level 10. So I want you to look over this and give my thoughts on it. From pack 15. So personally, $40 is actually a great price I would pay for it. Now, you guys know my feelings on this. This does not have the picture, but I think the ulti, in my opinion, looks absolutely disgusting. Like, I'm being honest with you. I don't know what happened with OTS Pack 15, but I don't really like how any of the ultimate rares look. I have no interest in them whatsoever. I do have a Hulk for myself that
Didn't Konami cheap out on their printing this year as well because of the pandemic?
I don't know. I really don't know. But you've seen ultis from 15, right?
Yeah.
And you've compared them to stuff like ultis from like 12 or something. Like, there's a clear difference, and I think this ultimate looks garbage. I personally would rather have a dual terminal version or something else. But if you liked Armed Dragons, which a lot of people do, I think $40 for an ultimate is actually very, very good. I think it's very reasonable as well. I told people not to get them at 75 when they first came out. That was ridiculous. Let Blazing Vortex pass and not let them not do anything, and grab them for around $40 to $50, maybe 35 if we're lucky here. And because I thought it was like 40, I said like 40 to 50, but 35 if lucky. Uh, they're at $40, but they're stacking, so they could go down a little further. However, if you want them and you pay 40, that's or about 41 here. That's still not too bad, you know. Karibo, Power of Chaos, Yugi the Destiny. I love going over old game promos like this. I actually really like this Karibo. Near mints are about $55, go up to $60. Not too bad actually. What do you think of this road?
How many are in the market?
About
That card I think is a good
teenagers.
pick. I think any old video game cards is always gonna be a good buy because there's such a low supply of them in good condition. You're always gonna make your money. Another cheap one when I used to do market watches was I think it was Shira Ryu. It was the pink video game promo that was a normal monster. I think it's like $11 mint, maybe $20 mint for
Hmm.
like a card promo that's like over 15 years old.
Yeah,
Like as time goes on, these cards are only gonna get more expensive and if Yu-Gi-Oh, if and when the Yu-Gi-Oh card game, the TCG actually dies and Yu-Gi-Oh just goes fully online or just abandons the game entirely, these cards are all gonna skyrocket. Like that's what's happening right now with the Naruto cards, where cards are expensive because they're no longer in print, and that since they're no longer in print, prices go up for the
Oh,
collectors and
yeah,
people
for
who
sure.
still want to play. Oh,
I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh is gonna die for an extremely long time. Like,
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
way
I
too
don't think
much
there's
money
a
going in
doom
for
and
this.
gloom. I think eventually our all card games within the next 10 years are gonna go fully digital. I don't think physical card games are gonna be I think they're gonna be a thing of the past personally.
Really? I think they're gonna stay around forever. I really do.
Well,
Divine.
actual like going to actual locals and things like that.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
we can do that in a different discussion, but
Oh yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
let's
Actually, that would be very interesting. So Divine Dragonite Felgrand Ghost right here. So one of my subscribers, by the way, if you made it this far in the video, I know this is a bit longer of a video, but when I have a guest, I like to, talk and all that. So hopefully you guys love that, because if you don't, well, oof.
subscribe to my boy. Make
Yeah.
sure y'all give him a like.
But this Ghost Rider, one of my subscribers actually got for like $63 off me, and it was the first time I lightly played. The card was mint. Besides, it had a few scratches on the Ghost Rider, which I told people this: don't buy first and your mint Ghost Rares without seeing them in person, because they might be very, very scratched up and be considered first and your mint. Now, I don't think a first and your mint has to have zero scratches. If it has a few, that's fine, it is what it is. But again, it depends on the card. That's why I always go for light play personally, and that's why I always list my ghost rares for light play. If I have a ghost rare that's near mint, and I tell people this, it's either little to no scratches, so you don't expect a near mint card, do expect a near mint, not a mint card. Okay? Uh, Either that or I'm just gonna PSA it. But first sets are actually bought out here, $98, going up to about 100, 120. Am I shocked? Absolutely not. This has seen meta play before, and it's a ranking a lot of people like playing. Even these unlimiteds here, like I got my first sets at 30, so I'm glad.
Yeah,
What do you
that's
think of this,
definitely a good
Rogue?
pickup. Felgrand is very popular. It's overall a solid card. I think you've hit it at the park with your explanation of it.
Yeah. Uh, but whenever I show a ghost rare that got bought out or something that's being used, I like to show a ghost rare that is a good pickup. Now I showed this a few times before, but sometimes you have to repeat good picks because you never know when they'll get bought out. Number C39 Utopia Ray. Now I mentioned this when they were around $30-ish for first editions. First ed light plates are now $48 from this new seller. Unlimited lightly plates here for you got one here for about 25 here. And this guy has like 10,000 sales, 99.4. That's still pretty good. $30 here. Getting unlimited's not bad, especially when they're half the price as first eds. First ed near mids here are about 60 something dollars, but guys, there's not many of these first eds on the market actually. I would grab this. It says Utopia on it. Not gonna say
Yeah.
anything further. Uh, oh yeah. Ignore that. Maxi Storm of Ragnarok Secret Rares. I always love going over these. Uh, I remember getting my first sets for like $12. Nimitz are about 55 bucks. Not bad actually. I would get, if you want secret maxis or high rated maxis, get these while before in the next week. Only because when we approach banless season, all maxis go up. Like it is what it
Yeah, with the
is.
hopes of people get reprinting them. Like the combo ones are low key too for you budget players like that. They usually always hover around $5 to $10. So
Oh, comments are
they should
like
be pretty.
12s, 12,
Are they
13s
they
now.
still 12s? They still up?
Yeah,
Oh
I would
man.
probably get I would get a holographic version because if you're paying 12, $13 for a common, you might as well treat yourself to something nice.
I know I personally have like two or three comments laying around because I got them in structure decks. So I
Yeah.
gotta put them to the side and just hold them until for the day when it comes back, if it ever comes back. But
First set light
depends on what kind.
plays, $100. I actually think that's very, very good. I would pick them up probably, especially because you could flip them during banless season for a little more. First set units are around 170 here, so not bad. Along with this is the best version to get besides the ultimate rares. So, do you still have your ulti by the way? Because I remember I saw you in person a long time ago. Or no, it was maybe the guy you're talking about who had an ulti. Never
No,
mind.
no, I don't
Uh
have an LT.
oh
All high rarity cards I get that I don't keep, I just get rid of.
yeah.
I usually sell them off to friends of mine.
Odin, father of Azir, though, Ghost from Alistar and Ragnarok. Now, I should have got my first sight copy of this, but your boy went big dumb dumb. First dead, $45 for mods. Lightly placed here for like 30. That's not too bad. First editions, though, are going to run up at you at about, okay, $70. That's actually very affordable. That's quite decent. Okay, $70 is alright. First ed near mints, though, are going to run you 175. I would rather have two first ed light play copies. Uh, because you can actually get a first set near mint. Along with again, I told you guys about my thoughts on first edition near mints for Ghost, but first verified is actually $200. So I
Oh,
would definitely rather grab. I would rather have $50 and two first set light plays than just a first set near mint.
I
So
mean, but it's old, so it's kind of like I think cards like that are very niche, unless the Nordic God deck becomes relevant, which I probably don't think it ever
it never
will.
will.
These cards are never gonna like jump up. I think the first ed is on the money. Like this 30, like as time goes on, the first ed will probably hit $1,000. This will probably hit maybe a couple hundred. Definitely a good long term investment.
Yeah, it's all about collectors. Like a lot of collector cards, and I was talking about this is
Yeah, but
collector
most
cards
collectors
don't
they
need to
go
be playable.
hardcore for like first ed, first edition, near
Exactly.
mint. Like they don't really care for like second printing. It's kind of like comic books. Like the second printing is never as good as the first printing.
Oh, definitely by far. That's why I told people to grab first sets. Chaos Hunter though, now this is used in multiple decks as a side deck material since when you put special summons a monster, you can discard a card, special summon this card from your hand. Your opponent cannot remove cards from play. So this was really good, especially during Thunder Dragon format, right? Because this was like not only a hand trap, but since they probably couldn't get over this, you had something on board for next turn, kind of like Phantasme, and you had your Floodgate. This was actually really good. 2500 attack 2, being a level 7, not bad. Near Mints, 16s, first editions though. Well, actually, there's a new seller here. He's got one here for. Let's take a pic. Look at this. About 20 something dollars. Okay, not bad. Uh, so you could trust that new seller. Uh, you also have this one, hollow foil. I don't know what does that mean, hollow foil. Again, looks nice. So 2025 from some new sellers, but first edition light plays besides will start at 27 and then about $30 here. I personally would grab a playset. I think this is a beautiful side deck card, and I really do think that this can definitely come back into the meta. Having
Oh
a
yeah,
floodgate that you could because here's the thing: other cards that banish, you play them turn two. When it comes to like floodgate-esque materials like this, right? This card, along with especially depending on what you're playing, right? You special it, they can't remove from play. What did you discard? Do you discard something that can get you a plus next turn? Do you get something that could pop off right now, right? Or something that could come back during end phase? What did you discard as well, right? So there's two huge aspects of this card, right? That, along with, again, being a hand trap, I would consider this a hand trap, like Phantasme, right? Because it's like the same logic. This is something I highly recommend going ham on. But what do
oh
you
yeah,
think?
it's definitely. I think it's a solid card. Blanket side deck cards, kind of like Vanity's Fiend, Majesty's Fiend. Like if you got a good high rarity card version of this that's relatively cheap, it's always a good investment for competitive play, which is what I mainly focus on.
Yeah,
And also for as for collector value, I think first ed near mint, it's minute you can get it. It's
yeah.
the next way to go for collectors. But $9, yeah, man, it's not a bad card at all.
Well, it was like 25. I mean, if you want to get unlimited, I still think that's fine. Whatever. I mean, if you're going to use it and you want to have fun with it, because if the card ever sees play again, first eds are going to jump and unlimiteds are going to jump.
Oh
Do
yeah.
whatever you want with it. You also have mosaics here for like, $3 to $5 here. It's not bad, but I just got secret rares. Aegis of Gaia. My boy Jimmy Hall wanted me to look at this. Uh, so you get 3,000 life points. If this card is removed from the field, you lose 3,000 life points. It's just a quirky card. It's not good, but I did actually want to experiment with this card in a Rome Age because if you guys don't know, there's a card called Dried Winds where the activation required is to have 3,000 more life points than your opponent, and then basically you get a Raigeki during your opponent's turn. But if you gain life points in any way, shape, or form, so let's pretend you're Raigeki their board and they could still pop off, right? You gain life in a different sort of way, which Arrow Mages do. You also get a pop, right? And that's off the same card, Dried Winds, right? That's actually really, really good here.
That's pretty broken.
Yeah, so I actually want to experiment with this card in Arrow Mage, so your boy might get a playset eventually. Near mints are $5. Okay, first editions up, because that's what all really does matter, are about $11, $12 here. I would pay double and get your first sets. Because first sets are more affordable right now of this card.
I mean, but for a niche card though, is it really worth it? Like for a
Personally,
specific.
if you're using it in a specific deck, go for it. I mean, you have the highest rarity. Their first sets from old formats, or not old formats from old sets, are really good, especially because there's a lot of people who want a playset or one card that is PSAable from older sets. Like people are like, oh, Enforcer Breaker, I need all ultis first set to PSA, every single one, even the worst ones, right? People do that for secret rares, right? I definitely would get this for $10 or $11. I think it's pretty, especially because the only other version is actually a gold rare, from Gold Series 3. Now this is about 10 years old, maybe like definitely more. I think what 12, 13 Rogue, 12, 13
Well,
years.
Gold Series 3,
Yeah.
13 years? No, not at all. Gold Series came out before. Gold Series started like
Well, Gold
around
Series
maybe
3.
2012, 2013. I think it was like maybe 2014 when Gold Series 3 came out. Let me just double check that really
Yeah,
fast.
yeah.
But
If you could,
it's
that actually be wonderful. But yeah, I suggest getting this card. While he looks at that, Freya, Spirit of Victory. I like this card. They made a little mad of it when we had like Battle Pack mats and all that. People love playing those. That's why they're worth a lot of money. And I understand it's a fun little time to play, but I'd rather play older formats.
oh,
Uh,
you were actually 100% correct. Gold Series 3 came out 2010 actually.
okay, so
June 23rd, 2010. I did
all
not
right,
know that.
so I was about a year off. Oof, but yeah, thank you for that. I actually do appreciate that. So, 2010. Can you give me a month?
June 23rd.
Ah, whatever. I was half a year off. Okay. Understandable. So you have first ed light plays $43 here. First ed near mints 50. Would I get this? No, but again, if you're one of those collectors that needs secret rares from every set, that's what you're paying. Elemental Hero Grandiose. Now I want to show this because I find this very, very interesting. I just want to check that I'm recording. Make sure everything's all good. Okay. Sorry if I do that sometimes. I know some people don't like it. Near mints are $41. Listen, I get that everyone likes the first ed printings, right? I do too, right? But a old ulti from Strike of Neos here being $40, and that says heroes. We've seen stuff like ulti Hummingbird hit like 200, 300, right? This can easily
Oh
hit
yeah.
about $100. I just don't think it's that bad. I mean, well, obviously the real money's at first eds. Unlimited near mints are still gonna hold value. That's the thing with ultis, right? This is very cheap. You get first ed mods here for about 69. Not awful. First ed light play 300 and then $400. That is a lot of money here. So this is what I think. If you are a big spender, and again, this is your money, so this is a big risk. Whatever you do, not my fault. MSK was talking. He's like, "Oh, I always feel bad that like, oh, some people need to know that, when they spend their money, if sometimes we're wrong." I just like to remind you guys, if you guys get these mob plays and one of them turns out to be light play, that's a lot of money you just made. Along with these mob plays get you up to 100 something as well, right? So even if you don't, if they're all actually first ed mods, you could still make some money off them, right? So I'm not saying go ham on this, but I think this is a card that has a lot of potential. What do you think?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like I said, it's a collector card. It's old. It's heroes. That's enough money. That's enough to be said right there. Honestly.
Deadass. Like, let's see how much these originals are actually. So near are like $5. That's actually not bad. Even if it's on first ed, $7. For an original Ultra, it's not bad. Not bad at all. Gene Warped Werewolf Ultimate Rare. Actually, really, this is one of my top 10 normal monsters. Actually, I just really like it when it comes to ultis, at least. First ed ultis are about $16, $17. First ed near mint ultis are about $25. Now, I just like this card in general. It just looks super cool to me. And yeah, this is one of my someone want me to go over Strike and Neos. This is one of my favorite ultis on Strike and Neos. Rain Bucks Overload of the Dark Lord. Now, this card is never seen play, at least in my knowledge. Can you correct me if I'm wrong, Rogue? I'll read to you what it
Yeah,
does
I
real
don't
quick.
remember that one.
When
Yeah.
this card is discarded to the graveyard from hand by effect of opponent's card. Oh man, was that my English or was this the text? Hold on. When this card is discarded into graveyard from hand, okay, by effect of opponent card. Okay, yeah. So it's not my bad English. That's actually